A Union County boys basketball matchup here on D1 Media Pro. It's Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth here from the Dunn Center, and everything gets started right after this.
He's going to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it from Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch! McKay's on touchdown.
Into the layup, goes at the buzzer.
Wins it. The championship.
Welcome into the Dunn Center here in Elizabeth, New Jersey. It's Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth, a staple here in Hudson County over the last several years. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Michael Cerroti. We thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday evening on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. And Michael, before we get into these two teams, let's talk about the big story that we saw about 5 minutes ago. Jamarquez Lawrence for Roselle Catholic. He is out tonight with a boot on his right foot.
Jamarquez Lawrence, the senior guard for Roselle Catholic, headed to Nebraska next season. Won't be in action today. The coaches don't know how long he'll be out, but that's a big story. Jamarquez Lawrence has been filling up the stat sheet, and he's just been a really good scorer and leader for the Lions.
Roselle Catholic will start Jaden Glover in his place. We'll get to the rest of the Roselle Catholic starting five a little bit later on. Michael, now let's flip to both these teams and how they're coming in. Roselle Catholic, the number 2 team in the state of New Jersey. They're a top 15 team in the country. They're on an 8-game winning streak. They lost their opener to Camden in heartbreaking fashion, but ever since, the Lions have been rolling, and they've beaten some really good competition over this 8-game winning streak.
Yeah, that early season loss to Camden doesn't tell the story. The Panthers are number 1 in the state, and Roselle Catholic has been pretty much dominant in every other game. That game recently on Saturday against Union Catholic, they won by 68 points. They were dunking everything. It was showtime the whole game, and that really tells the story of how good this team is.
Roselle Catholic with 3 out-of-state wins in this 8-game winning streak over South Shore of New York, Woodrow Wilson in Washington, D.C., and Gray Collegiate Academy from South Carolina. Also a victory, a 15-point victory over Bergen Catholic, the team currently ranked behind them in the NJ.com top 20 rankings. And Michael, as you mentioned, that monster win, 68-point win over Union Catholic, their last time out. Now let's flip over to the Elizabeth side. And it's been a strange season so far for Phil Colicchio's bunch. They started off with 2 wins over Plainfield and Arts, then had to go on a COVID pause, returned and lost a heartbreaker by 2 points to Westfield in a really low-scoring game. And then they were played Saturday down in Holy Spirit in a showcase, and the game was suspended in the final minutes of the first quarter due to an unplayable court with the snow and the rock salt outside, patrons coming in to the facility down in Holy Spirit. The court became very moist, very wet. The wax started to wear off on the court, and head coach Phil Colicchio pulled his team off the court. They couldn't get that court playable enough for those 2 teams, so it goes as a canceled game. So Elizabeth enters just with a 2-1 record. It's been a weird season so far for the Minutemen.
Yeah, that game against Westfield, they were coming off a long break, and then they lost that one 40-38. Westfield scored with about 15 seconds left and ended up winning it. And then the canceled game, you don't see that a lot. Through COVID, we've seen a lot of cancellations, completely unrelated. They started the game, and then late in the first quarter, they had to come off the floor. So they're coming in a little shaky in the past couple games.
So we'll take a break, hear a word from our sponsor. When we come back, starting lineups and tip-off between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth, right here on D1 Media Pro.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite, in conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology. We can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Roselle utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
Welcome back here to the Dunn Center in Elizabeth, New Jersey, getting set for tip-off between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth. Let's get to a look at the starting lineups for today's game. First, for the visiting Roselle Catholic Lions, and if you missed our opening pregame, Jamarquez Lawrence out for Roselle Catholic today. Their starting lineups will be Christian Pierre-Louis, Simeon Wilcher, Jaden Glover, Akil Watson, and Tariq Watson. As for Elizabeth, they will start Sebastian Robinson, Justin Origi, Justin Jules, Zaire Beverly, and Sean Jules. We'll let you listen in to the starting lineups being introduced here at the Dunn Center first for the visiting Lions of Roselle Catholic.
23, Akil Watson. Number 24, Tariq Watson. And number 4, Simeon Wilcher.
Once again, there are your starting lineup for Roselle Catholic. Pierre-Louis, Wilcher, Glover, Akil, and Tariq Watson. Now the starters for the Elizabeth Minutemen.
Number 13, Justin Darling. Number 24, Sean Jules. Number 1, Zaire Beverly.
So there are the starters for Elizabeth. Once again, Robinson, Ajari, Jules, Beverly, and Sean Jules. Elizabeth is led by head coach Phil Colicchio. Roselle Catholic is led by their head coach Dave Boff. We'll stay live right here for the playing of our national anthem between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth here on the National Federation of High School Sports.
I'd like to have everybody stand right now, remove your hats, and play My Star-Spangled Banner.
Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth coming up right after this. Welcome in to the Dunn Center here in Elizabeth, New Jersey. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Michael Cerroti. Tip-off between Elizabeth and Roselle Catholic. Zaire Beverly, Tariq Watson, ready to jump it up for these two teams. Once again, Jamarcus Lawrence out for Roselle Catholic, a boot on his right foot. The ball's up, away we go, and the tap is controlled by Elizabeth. Elizabeth wearing white, Roselle Catholic in black. An opening three-pointer is too strong. Off the back iron by Justin Jules. Simeon Wilcher, the North Carolina-bound junior, finds Akil Watson, and he drains a wing three to get us started. Michael, over the past couple games, we've seen the prowess of Akil Watson both inside the paint and on the perimeter for this Lions squad.
He's improved especially from three-point range.
As Wilcher comes away with the steal, all the way to the hole, and they'll wave the basket off. They'll say the foul's on the floor, so it'll be a baseline out of bounds for Roselle Catholic. And Michael, with no Jamarcus Lawrence, this Roselle Catholic team, they have a gauntlet of a schedule coming up, especially starting on Thursday against Long Island Lutheran. That pass got tipped out of bounds off Roselle Catholic.
Again, the Roselle Catholic coaching staff doesn't know how long Lawrence will be out. They're hoping it's not serious, but they are not sure what the timetable's looking right now for the Nebraska signee.
Robinson pulls it back out. Zaire Beverly drives, got it poked away by Wilcher, and they'll say he was out of bounds. Once he re-corralled, it'll go back to Roselle Catholic. Elizabeth showing a 2-3 zone. Wilcher, dangerous cross-court pass. Pierre-Louis comes down with the ball and will pull it back out. Jaden Glover starting in place of Lawrence. Glover with tremendous athleticism for this Lions squad, trying to show off his shooting stroke there. Couldn't get the three to go, and Beverly pulls down the board. Robinson to the hole. Great defense there by Pierre-Louis. And he loses it on the steal. Robinson with it right back. A mid-range jumper, way too strong. Wilcher back down the other end for Roselle Catholic. Off glass and got it to go. Simeon Wilcher, his first 2 points of the evening. And Roselle Catholic with an early 5-0 lead. And Mike, you're not going to win a lot of track meets with this Roselle Catholic team.
Yeah, they'll get out, they will run, and they'll get those big highlight plays around the rim.
1 minute gone here in this opening quarter. The first 5 have gone to Roselle Catholic. The number 2 team in the NJ.com top 20 against Elizabeth, ranked at number 8. Beverly lost his footing, kept his dribble. Wilcher up ahead. Here goes Akil Watson, and he'll flush it with 2. Jaden Barnett will slow things down here for the Minutemen. Turnover there. Robinson with it right back. Christian Pierre-Louis, a stalwart on the defensive end for this Roselle Catholic squad. Justin Ajari drives baseline, kicks it out. There's a wing 3. No good. Ajari there for the rebound, the putback, and he's fouled. Justin Ajari going to head to the line for 2. To try and get Elizabeth on the board here in this first quarter, over 2 minutes in. Michael, Elizabeth, they love to run their offense through their senior forward, Zaire Beverly, but he has a big challenge today going up against this talented front court of Roselle Catholic, and we haven't even mentioned their piece off the bench in Rich Briscoe.
Yeah, the Watson brothers in the front court, they're just so big. Tariq is so physical down low, and Akil uses his long arms to his advantage.
That last foul on Roselle Catholic was on Tariq Watson, his first, team's first, as Ajari goes 0 for 2 at the stripe. Wilcher all the way to the hole, and he'll lay it in.
Simeon Wilcher just so quick with the ball. His first step is so explosive, just creates a lot of space.
Jaden Glover now gets switched on to Jaden Barnett. Barnett able to get past Glover. The finger roll, no good. Rebound tapped right back to Barnett. High arcing three from the corner, no. Elizabeth struggling on the offensive end here in this first quarter. A goose egg on the scoreboard. Roselle Catholic finds Akeel Watson. He'll try a wing from the other three. It spins out, and Beverly pulls down the rebound. Michael, this was the issue with Elizabeth when they returned from their COVID pause against Westfield. Only 38 points in that game for the Minutemen. They fell 40-38. Driving to the hole, and there's the first points of the afternoon for the Minutemen. It comes via Sean Jules.
They got to get Sebastian Robinson going. He's averaging 20 points per game early on this season.
Wilcher directing traffic. Watson's free throw line pull-up short. Glover the offensive rebound. Back out Wilcher. There's a deep three and air ball. Pierre Louis had the offensive rebound, but tried to put it on the deck and lost it. It'll go back to the Minutemen with 3:38 to go here in the first quarter. And a couple of substitutions here for Roselle Catholic. Tariq Watson to the bench alongside Jaden Glover. And Rich Briscoe and Braxton Jones check in. Elijah Bruno also comes into the game for Elizabeth, as Wilcher almost had another steal. London Carson, who just checked in at that last whistle, has it in the corner now for Elizabeth. He'll pick up his dribble, gets it down low to Beverly. Beverly drives, spins on Briscoe, can't shake him. Briscoe the block, the offensive rebound, and the putback for Beverly. Good defense there for Rich Briscoe, Mike, but just better offense from Zyree Beverly. As there's a wing three. Braxton Jones can't get it to go, and the ball deflected off the wiring on the top of the backboard, out of bounds, back to Elizabeth.
And going back, Rich Briscoe off the bench, really good down low. It seems like he gets a piece of just about every shot, as he'll check out now for Tariq Watson.
Yeah, so Briscoe just a couple of seconds on the court. He'll go get a breather. I think he might have got hit in the eye. Looks like they are going to tend to him. Might have lost a contact or might have a bloody mouth. He's getting checked out on the Roselle Catholic bench. So that's why he just was in there for a couple of seconds. We'll see if the talented young forward for Roselle Catholic is able to come back in, as there's a straight-on three. That is drilled by Sebastian Robinson. And after a 9-0 Roselle Catholic run to start this game, the last 7 have gone to the Minutemen. Wilcher finds Pierre Louis. Down low, Akeel Watson, baseline jumper. He's got it. Akeel Watson ends the 7-0 Elizabeth run. Glover might have gotten away with a foul. Hounding defense there on Bruno. Swung around to the baseline with Carson. He'll drop it back out. Sean Jules finds Beverly. Beverly, that's a long two. Can't get it to go. The rebound to Braxton Jones. Pierre Louis puts it on the deck. Gets his reverse layup swatted by Beverly. Robinson to the hole, and he's fouled. Foul will go. We'll see who the foul goes on. It will be on Braxton Jones. His first, team's second. And we'll call it on the floor. So a baseline out of bounds for Elizabeth. Carson, top of the key. There's a wing three, no good. The offensive rebound, the putback, no. Another offensive rebound for the Minutemen. They'll go up with it. They can't get the roll. The rebound's tapped back out and controlled by Bruno. Swings it in the corner. There's a three. That is good. London Carson on the 4th or 5th shot attempt on that possession for Elizabeth. They're within one of Roselle Catholic. Wilcher from way downtown, Simeon Wilcher with the response to quiet the limited capacity crowd here at the Dunn Center.
Simeon Wilcher seems like he always has an answer. He did that in their game against Linden. The Tigers got momentum, and Simeon Wilcher silenced it.
Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Free throw line jumper. That one's off the mark by Jules. Wilcher kicks in the corner. Watson, high arcing three, spins out, rebound, tapped out of bounds. It'll stay with Roselle Catholic. .42 seconds left in this first quarter. Wilcher to inbound. Finds Jones, thought about the three, gives it right back to the UNC pledge. Simeon Wilcher. Alif Bass just checked into the game. Jones from way downtown, and he drills it. Braxton Jones shot that one from Roselle, and it's a 7-point lead for the Lions.
Braxton Jones, such a great touch from the outside. High arcing shot. He can get it over defenders even though he's not the tallest.
15 seconds left here in the first quarter. Elizabeth can hold for one if they want to. Beverly into the post, lost his footing and traveled. And with 8.9 seconds left in the first quarter, it'll go back to Roselle Catholic. Wilcher corrals at half court. They'll pull it back out, take a look up at the clock. Wilcher drives, hangs, can't finish, got his own rebound, and his putback wasn't able to go. That'll do it. An exciting first quarter here between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth. Both teams trading extended runs in that opening 8 minutes. We'll step aside for a quick break. We'll be back with quarter number 2 right after this.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams gets their coverage from D1 Media Pro, and it goes like this.
Finds Floyd to tie things up. Tie game! 62 apiece. 90 seconds.
Floyd attacking and throws it down! Corey Floyd! A missed opportunity down low, behind the back to Bueno and one! Lawrence with Floyd, he'll lob it up, and a slam! It's too low for Dunn. Wilcher to Floyd, lays it in, and one on the lob!
Thought about the three, drives, baseline! Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd!
Here with Corey Floyd after a tough...
Wilcher, three. Got it! Simeon Wilcher is fired up!
And Simeon Wilcher all alone with the flush. Here with Simeon Wilcher. And a pass taken away by Marshall. And he'll throw it down!
Welcome back here to Roselle Catholic. And you see the foot there being taped of Christian Pierre-Louis on the bench. So Roselle Catholic dealing with a bit of an injury bug here in this one with against Elizabeth. No Jamarquez Lawrence. Rich Briscoe, who exited in that first quarter with what looked like to be an injury. And now Christian Pierre-Louis on the sidelines as we get a foul down low. Go on Elizabeth. Looks like it'll be Zaire Beverly. So, Mike, Roselle Catholic already entered this game shorthanded, and it looks like that'll continue to grow. Briscoe no longer on the bench for the Lions, and now Pierre-Louis getting his ankle taped on the end of their bench.
And the good thing for Roselle Catholic, they do have a lot of depth. They brought in some transfers, Alif Bass and Jones.
Simeon Wilcher again from way downtown.
They might not need that depth tonight if Simeon Wilcher is going to be knocking down those deep threes.
His second absolute bomb of the night. Roselle Catholic up by 10, their largest lead of the night. Carson will pull it back out. Robinson on the drive, kicks it on the wing. There's a high arcing three, in and out. Unfriendly hometown roll there for Elizabeth. Wilcher will show a little bit of a double on that sideline. He'll kick it back out to the perimeter. Alif Bass, a transfer from St. Peter's Prep, drives to the hole, gets rejected out of bounds. It'll stay with Roselle Catholic. And now Rich Briscoe, who came in for a very brief moment in that first quarter, he re-enters for the Lions. Good sight to see there for the Roselle Catholic Lions and head coach Dave Boff. Inbounds pass, got tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with Roselle Catholic. So on the floor for the Lions, it's Bass, Wilcher, Jones, Watson, and Briscoe. Wilcher getting hounded, keeps his dribble, now picks it up, finds Watson, a nice pass. Watson's three, no. And a rebound corralled there by Ajari. Robinson all the way to the hole. Nice dish. There's a wing three. No good. Elizabeth unable to get the threes to fall as a Leaf pass is fouled. Mike, this game started on a 9-0 run for Roselle Catholic. Elizabeth responded with a 7-0 run of itself. And ever since, it's now 11-3 run in favor of the Lions. A game of runs here in the Dunn Center on this chilly Tuesday night. And we are going to get an offensive foul down low on Roselle Catholic. I think it's going to go on Simeon Wilcher with an illegal screen. So Wilcher picks up the foul. That'll be his first, the team's third. And Elizabeth trailing by 10 with 6 minutes left to go before halftime.
And these long runs, Kevin, they've been a lot of three-pointers for both sides.
Robinson pulls it back out. He's got Bass on him. Tough mid-range, can't get the roll off the side iron. Briscoe pulls down the board, finds Bass. Jones gonna try another deep one. Too short off the front iron. We've seen Jones hit a bomb already in this game. We've seen Wilcher hit two. And Elizabeth travels in the corner as Ajari was diving to the hole. Jaden Glover re-enters for Roselle Catholic. Braxton Jones will take a seat. And for Elizabeth, it'll be Justin Ajari heading towards the bench, and Justin Jules comes back into the game. Nice screen to get Wilcher free. Trying to pick up a screen there from Briscoe. Down low to the big man. His turnaround hook shot, no. Beverly pulls down the board. Bit of a scoring lull here in this second quarter so far. 2 minutes gone, and Roselle Catholic still leads by 10. Jules off the curl. Back out to Robinson. Thought about a straight on three. Gets to the wing, picks up his dribble. Elijah Bruno now with it. Mike, I think it might be a little too early for a conversation about a shot clock. As that pass sails out of bounds, it'll go back to Roselle Catholic.
And the game before Roselle Catholic on Saturday, Hudson Catholic and Seton Hall Prep. Seton Hall Prep, they took about a minute to end a quarter just to give Hudson Catholic 2 points. So there is definitely a conversation to be had about a shot clock in New Jersey.
I'll tell you, we did at D1 Media Pro, as there's the travel on the other end by Akil Watson. We did a showcase event, the Empire Invitational, in Brooklyn on Sunday. So the Westtown School against Wilbraham and Monson, and St. Peter's Prep against Blair. You can catch both those replays on the NFHS Network via the on-demand function. And both games were played with a shot clock. And I'll tell you, just the pace of the game was so much better than some of these games without a shot clock. As there's a turnaround jumper that Robinson's able to get to go. I think officials in New Jersey, at the New Jersey basketball, as there's another turnover by Roselle Catholic, I think conversation has to be heating up about a potential shot clock here in the Garden State, both on the boys and the girls side. But that's not for us to get into. We just give our opinions here. 4 minutes left to go here in the second quarter, and an 8-point lead for Roselle Catholic. Only 3 points in this quarter for the Lions. Came on their first possession with a deep three from Simeon Wilcher, but Mike, Elizabeth hasn't been able to take advantage, as Roselle Catholic defense has been very good so far tonight.
And it usually is. I mean, look at this from Pierre Louis. They just can't free up anyone.
Yeah, Pierre Louis, who was getting his foot or ankle looked at on the bench, just checked back in for the Lions. There's a tough deep three. Robinson drills it.
When Sebastian Robinson gets going, Elizabeth gets going. And now the lead is just 5.
And a timeout is called on the floor. 3:35 left to go here in the second quarter. Elizabeth burned the timeout. It's a full timeout, so we'll step aside for a quick break and be back right after this.
It's hard to get to everything we have going on here. I mean, this high school has so much. And now you're offering the ability to watch those events without having to travel there.
My dad travels a lot, so he likes to watch the events. Like if I'm playing a volleyball game and he can't make it, he'll watch it and he loves it.
I think it was homecoming. It was Friday night, and it was a punt return. And I returned it all the way back for a touchdown. And of course, I showed all my family members, and they really liked this. They like to see what their family members can do.
Golden Lions.
I think this broadcast is essential because our team is global, and we got people all over the world going to watch the game. So without this, there's no way they can do that.
These kids and these players feel loved. They feel important. And by broadcasting it, you have a bigger group that you're reaching that allows them to know those kids.
Welcome back here to the Dunn Center. Elizabeth just burned their first timeout, as now they're going to try and pick up full court. Wiltshire gets it across. The Minutemen are back within 5. Zakeel Watson gets his corner 3 block, tipped out of bounds. Last touch, Elizabeth. It'll stay with Roselle Catholic. And, Mike, this has been a game of runs between these two teams. They've just been trading runs back and forth. Roselle Catholic with a 5-point lead.
Neither team can really seem to get it going consistently on offense.
Briscoe down low, 1 dribble, turnaround hook shot. Can't get it to go off the front iron. Beverly the board. Elizabeth trailed by as many as 10. They're on a 5-0 run. Robinson just hit a 3. He's going to try another, and he's got it. Michael, you mentioned in our open, keep an eye on Sebastian Robinson. He's just hit 2 threes to bring Elizabeth within 2. Wiltshire all the way to the hole. Offensive foul. Simeon Wiltshire picks up his second, team's 4th. And Elizabeth, the ball with a chance to tie or take the lead with 2:47 to go here in the second quarter.
Sebastian Robinson, 20 points per game this season. Starting to find his rhythm late in the first half.
Elizabeth has not led in this game. They were down 9-0 right off the jump. A chance to take their first lead would have made 3. Robinson on fire, drives, blocked by Briscoe. Pierre-Louis, his outlet pass is tipped and saved on the sideline. Wiltshire thought Bruno was out of bounds. Robinson gets called for the charge. Sebastian Robinson drove right into the body of Christian Pierre-Louis. They'll go back to Roselle Catholic with 2:10 left to go here in the first half. Fouls Robinson's second, team's 4th. Elizabeth token pressure defense has worked very well so far. Almost a turnover there. Glover is fouled. Justin Jules will get called for the foul, his first, team's 5th. Roselle Catholic will inbound from the sideline. Wiltshire on the handoff from Briscoe. Tough mid-range. Can't get it to go. He thought he was fouled. Colicchio says from the Elizabeth bench, slow things down. Jules open on the wing. Takes a deep 3. He's short. Bruno the rebound. Finds Robinson. Tough shot over Pierre-Louis, and he's fouled. They'll get the foul on Christian Pierre-Louis. And they'll send Sebastian Robinson to the line for 2 to try and tie this game up with 1:31 to go in the second quarter. Pierre-Louis' first, team's 5th. As Robinson's at the line for 2, and the first one is good. Tie game here in the Dunn Center. 91 seconds to go here in the first half. Wilcher driving to the hole, stops on the baseline, and he's fouled. Wilcher got tripped up as he was getting into the paint. They'll get the foul on Elijah Bruno, 16 foul on Elizabeth. So the next one will put Roselle Catholic in the bonus with 1:23 to go here in the second quarter.
Head coaches Phil Colicchio and Dave Buff both on the court right now.
Yeah, it looks like the officials walking backwards towards the Roselle Catholic bench. And not sure what's going on here. So while we have a stoppage in action, we'll take a quick break and be back right after this.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player and select DVD or digital copy to get yours today.
Welcome back here to the Dunn Center. Tied up at 20 between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth. And we'll step aside for one more break.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams gets their coverage from D1 Media Pro, and it goes like this.
Finds Floyd to tie things up. Tie game! 62 apiece, 90 seconds.
Floyd attacking and throws it down! Corey Floyd! A missed opportunity down low, behind the back to Bueno and one! With Floyd, he'll lob it up for the slam! It's too low for Dunn. Wilcher to Floyd, lays it in and one on the lob.
Thought about the three, drives baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd!
Rowdy here with Corey Floyd after a tough 6.
Wilcher, three, got it! Simeon Wilcher is fired up!
And Simeon Wilcher all alone with the flush. Here with Simeon Wilcher. And a pass taken away by Marshall. And he'll throw it down. Tosses it ahead to Valencia. Sering driving and throws it down. He can't get around and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, lay in, build the basket. Marcus Rowdy here with Roselle Catholic head coach Dave Buff. Dave, you're coming up.
Now it's your time to join.
When one of the top public high school athletic programs in the state of New Jersey uses the #1 live stream in the nation.
Flip to Carson. He went the 90 yards on the kickoff return. He's trying to finish it off with a touchdown, and he does! The time, Carson.
Ball court. Passed on over to Capstraw. Capstraw will dive in past two players, and she's able to lay it up and score. That is the 1,000-point club type of play right there. You can't ask for better than that one.
Pass across. Stick down by Murphy. Send a shot and deflected. They score!
2 now. We're at the 2:30 marker left in the game. Immaculate go quickly, but it has just costed them a good play there to stay on the West Orange side. Diving in quickly is Capstraw, and she herself is leading West Orange to a comeback. 5
on it along the far corner, tries to send it in towards goal. Has a man! What a pass! What a goal! Emma Mitchell to Gianna Festino. Short shot on goal. Post in! West Orange gets the goal, and they win. They take down the #2 ranked Seton Hall Pirates. What a thrilling game!
So a free kick for West Orange. She sends it towards the net.
But we don't score the game, we just call and record it. As the pitch from Bove with nobody on base, swung on and missed, struck him out. Rosu now trying to get on the offensive side of things. Can he? Ooh, and he's able to work himself into a pin position. Penny on the pin. He's got all 5 back points easily secured, and he pins him. So the first Rosu with the pinfall victory. A big victory for Rosu.
West Orange with a 5-0 win over Newark Central. I'm here with West Orange head coach Doug Nevins. All right, West Orange with a 6-1 win over Columbia. I'm here with 3 stars of the game, Emma Mitchell, Kaya Schultz. Welcome back. Ready to resume play here at the Dunn Center, locked at 20 between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth. And we get a foul on the perimeter, and that'll put Roselle Catholic in the bonus. And it'll send Simeon Wiltshire to the line for a 1-and-1. Fouls on Elijah Bruno, his second, team 7th, and Wiltshire hits the front end. Wiltshire with 1 more, and he's 1 for 2 at the stripe. Pierre Louis able to get a tap on the rebound, and he touched it last. It'll stay with Elizabeth. Elizabeth still has not led in this game. They can do so with a bucket here. Got to get it across, and they do to Justin Jules. Jules back out on the sideline. In the corner, Sean Jules drives baseline, dumps it off. Beverly blocked by Wiltshire. Watson out to Glover. Euro, and the floater is good. Roselle Catholic back up 3, under a minute to play here in the second quarter. All the way back out for Jules. Robinson has been hot in this second quarter. Beverly almost walked. Hands it right back. Robinson pulls it out. Under 30 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Roselle Catholic still with a foul to give. Beverly Robinson for the tie. Got it. Locked at 23. Under 20 seconds to go. And Roselle Catholic going to slow things up. They can hold for 1. Pierre Louis on the curl, and he walked. Christian Pierre Louis called for the travel with 6.1 to go in the half.
Kevin, limited capacity here in the Dunn Center, but this place is jumping.
Elise Bass back in for Roselle Catholic. London Carson in for Elizabeth. Still inbound. He'll get it up ahead to Carson. He'll try a 3. Too strong. And that will do it for 2 quarters of play. Deadlocked at 23 between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth. We'll step aside for our halftime break and be back with quarter number 3 right after this.
He's going to take it himself for a championship. A double play wins it from Frazier.
Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKayton touchdown.
Into the layup goes at the buzzer. Wins it. The championship.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite. In conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology, we can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Roselle utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams gets their coverage from D1 Media Pro. And it goes like this.
Finds Floyd to tie things up. Tie game! 62 apiece. 90 seconds.
Floyd attacking and throws it down. Corey Floyd. A missed opportunity down low behind the back to Bueno and one. Lawrence with Floyd to lob it up on a slam. Too low for Dunn. Wilcher to Floyd. Lays it in and one on the lob.
Thought about the three. Drives baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd.
Rowdy here with Corey Floyd after a tough.
Wilcher, three. Got it. Simeon Wilcher is fired up.
And Simeon Wilcher all alone with the flush. Rowdy here with Simeon Wilcher. And a pass taken away by Marshall. And he'll throw it down. Tosses it ahead to Valencia. Sering driving and throws it down. He can't get around and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, lay in, build the basket. Marcus Cerroti here with Roselle Catholic head coach Dave Boff. Dave, you're coming up.
Now it's your time to join.
It's hard to get to everything we have going on here. I mean, this high school has so much. And now you're offering the ability to watch those events without having to travel there.
My dad travels a lot, so he likes to watch the events. Like if I'm playing a volleyball game and he can't make it, he'll watch it and he loves it.
I think it was homecoming. It was Friday night, and it was a punt return, and I returned it all the way back for a touchdown. And of course, I showed all my family members, and they really liked it. They like to see what their family members can do.
Golden Lions.
I think this broadcast is essential because our team is global, and we got people all over the world going to watch the game. So without this, there's no way they can do that.
These kids and these players feel loved, they feel important, and by broadcasting it, you have a bigger group that you're reaching that allows them to know those kids.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
Screen pass out in the flat, caught, and it's a touchdown for St. Peter's. O'Donnell swinging away, puts it over the shortstop's head. That's a base hit. It'll score one. Faraz on his way home. Throw is not in time. Going quickly, Bullock takes the snap, throws to the far side. Wide open touchdown. In there, called strike three looking. Mulcahy strikes out the side. He's perfect through two. Now up ahead for the Marauders. Here comes Benkovich. They score! Michael Benkovich for St. Peter's Prep. Bounced on the ground to short. Faraz Fields flip to O'Donnell one. Throw on to first. In time for a double play. Just look back out there for the Marauders. He takes the snap. Looking over the middle. Has a man. Can he steals? Reels it in. 35. Stick on to the 10. Just 2 on to the 20. Once again, hit in the air to deep center field. Sicka moving on the back at the wall. It's gone! Ellis Reed with a 2-run blast. And the Marauders have a 6-0 lead.
St. Peter's Prep has the best coverage for its student athletes. Why don't you?
All right, this is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on, all those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling, so just dance, dance, dance. Come on.
The middle, barreling towards the goal line. Baldwin is in for a Vance touchdown.
Right down the middle, man. This guy, and he keep going, and he
the ball's loose.
And they hop back on it, and that's a touchdown.
Short punt, bounces at the 35. Fielded at the 40 by Quick, out to the corner. He's got blockers and a lot of green grass in front of him. Cuts back, he's in for a touchdown.
Swing pass in the flat.
Gets to the corner, he's going to get in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Good job, block. Third down and 17, a handoff, getting to the outside. There's a hole, there's a first down, and all the way to the races is Elijah McWilliams to the house for a touchdown and for an IMEC for a division championship. Over to Floyd, he's open, thought about the three, drives baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd! Free throw line, tries to dump a pass off, gets intercepted. Freeman all the way to the hole. Oh, what a block by Moore! Left to play in the fourth quarter. Cromartie, three, got it! Davis probed in the corner, three-pointer, up and down, Brown again! His second straight three. Roselle Catholic in a hurry. Wilcher, back to Bueno. He's going to try and tie it. And he does! Oh, big shots all around!
He can't get around and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, laying down the basket.
Here's Kramer. Kramer walking in. Pass in front. They score! 5. Puck comes back out to the point. Gorski with a shot, and then they score! Welcome back here to Elizabeth. We are deadlocked at 23 between Roselle Catholic and the Elizabeth Minutemen. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Michael Cerroti. Leading scorers for both teams at halftime, 15 points for Sebastian Robinson, 11 points for Simeon Wilcher of Roselle Catholic. And both teams starting fives back on the floor to start this second half. Mike, what was your biggest takeaway from that first half?
Game of runs. Neither team can consistently find that offense. And there you see Hubert Davis, head coach of North Carolina, here to see Simeon Wilcher, who will head to Chapel Hill.
Hubert Davis in the building as he'll see a three go down. Justin Jules opens the scoring for Elizabeth. And they have their first lead of the day. It's 26-23. Watson kicks it back out to Wilcher. Pierre-Louis drives baseline, swings it back out. Watson high arcing three, no good. Out of bounds to Elizabeth. Michael here, D1 Media Pro. We've been in the graces as there's another three. That goes! Justin Jules with the three of his own. And Elizabeth all of a sudden up by 6. We've seen John Shire, the next head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, at the Empire Invitational on Sunday in Brooklyn, and now Hubert Davis here in Elizabeth. Wilcher finds Pierre-Louis. Back out Wilcher, Pierre-Louis swings it around in the corner. Watson down low. Now he'll face up, try and drive baseline, and an offensive foul. They'll get Watson with using his offhand to try and turn the corner. His first, team's first, and Elizabeth with a 6-point lead here early in this third quarter. Mike, a little reminiscent of the Linden game last week for this Roselle Catholic squad, where they trailed in the second half of that one.
And they're coming in expected to win. And then these teams are finding a way around that.
Jules hit a big three. Kick it back out to Robinson. Robinson's mid-range. Too strong. Offensive rebound and a foul. I'll say the foul's on the floor. Looked like it might have been a clean strip. They'll get Simeon Wilcher with the foul. And that's his third, the team's second. So Wilcher led the way for Roselle Catholic in that first half with 11 points and now has 3 fouls here with 6:20 to go in the third quarter. I think head coach Dave Boff is trying to say the foul should go on Akil Watson, but they'll leave it with Wilcher. As Elizabeth has to get it in, they do to the corner. Ajari drives, finds Robinson. Sebastian Robinson pulls it back out, across for Jules. Sean Jules looking to drive, pulls it back out. Has Glover on him, dumps it off, corner. Ajari thought about a three, now drives on Wilcher. Kicks in the corner. Jules pump fake, sends it back out. Justin Jules, three, no good. Tariq Watson the rebound. Simeon Wilcher crosses over. Off glass, no. The rebound controlled by Robinson. Robinson back down the floor. Can't get the layup to go. Beverly, the offensive rebound, knocks it away. Ajari controls. Back out to Sebastian Robinson. 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. Ajari straight on three. Got it. Elizabeth on fire. A 9-0 run to start the third quarter. Wilcher picks up his dribble, finds Watson. Tariq Watson wide open down low. And he gets the roll off the back iron to quiet this crowd and bring the deficit back down to 7 for Roselle Catholic.
Finally, an answer for the Lions from Watson. They needed that one.
And there's a steal. Here goes Simeon Wilcher all the way to the hole. Pierre-Louis almost a steal off the inbounds. Roselle Catholic comes with a double on Robinson. Open in the corner, Ajari, and he travels. Ajari tried to drive baseline, shuffled the feet, and now Braxton Jones will come into the game. He'll replace Jaden Glover. Michael, you couldn't start that second half much better if you're Elizabeth. On fire from three. Go up 9, now it's down to 5. Pierre-Louis drives. Jones pulls it back out. Wilcher is fouled from behind. Wilcher, mid-range, can't get it to go. Watson the rebound, the putback, and he's fouled. Akil Watson going to the line for 2 with 4:05 to play here in the third quarter. And a chance to bring this back down to a one-possession game for Roselle Catholic. Kiel Watson had a strong first quarter, 7 points, went scoreless in the second. Chance here to make a couple of free throws, and he makes the first. Mike, talk about Hubert Davis. He could be here watching Kiel Watson as well. Watson, a four-star prospect in his own right with a handful of high major offers as Pierre Louis able to poke the ball free. Outlet pass to Jules, drops it back. In rhythm, three for Robinson, can't get it to go. Rebound tapped out of bounds, stays with Elizabeth. And Akil Watson saying he got it poked away from behind, but it'll stay with the Minutemen. Beverly lost his footing, puts it up, no good, got his own rebound, blocked by Wilcher. Wilcher up ahead, all the way to the hole, tough layup for Braxton Jones, and it's a 2-point game. 7-0 run for Roselle Catholic to bring themselves back within 2. A double in the corner. Jules drives, kicks, Ajari, open three, got it. Justin Ajari. A big answer for Elizabeth as we go down the stretch here in the third quarter. The Minutemen lead it by 5. Tariq Watson, nice post move, can't get the roll. Pierre Louis the rebound, and he's fouled on the putback.
Elizabeth just not missing from deep right now. Roselle Catholic had their answers with that 7-0 run, but they finally heard the answer from the Minutemen.
So Christian Pierre Louis at the line for 2, gets the first. Foul goes on Sean Jules. That's his second, team's third of the second half. Pierre Louis with one more, 1 for 2 at the stripe for Christian Pierre Louis. 35-31, Elizabeth leads Roselle Catholic. Almost that ball going out of bounds. Ajari saves it in the corner. Wilcher right on him. Ajari crosses over and kicks. Jules pulls it back out. Hand off Ajari. Picks up a screen. Robinson's open three. In and out. Jones the rebound. Braxton Jones to the hole, floater, in and out. A left-handed floater spun out for Braxton Jones. 2:15 to go here in the third. Jones lost his footing, back on his feet. Loose ball, Wilcher couldn't come away with it. Ajari swings, Robinson drives, wild layup, no, the putback is good. Sean Jules. Elizabeth leads by 6, 1:45 to play in the third. And we get a stoppage. It looks like one of the caps at midcourt came off. And that's what the whistle was for. So they're allowed to get a couple of subs. Rich Briscoe into the game for Roselle Catholic. Elijah Bruno in for Elizabeth. Wilcher drives, spins, layup, no. Got his own miss. On the baseline, kicks it back out, Pierre Louis. Wide open, Jones for 3. He got it, and Roselle Catholic needed it. And a timeout is called by Dave Both. 1:21 to go here in the third quarter. Elizabeth with a 3-point lead over Roselle Catholic. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back right after this. Over to Floyd, he's open, thought about the 3, drives, baseline. Oh, what a start for Corey Floyd! Free throw line, tries to dump a pass off, gets intercepted. Freeman all the way to the hole. Oh, what a block by Moore! Left to play in the fourth quarter. Cromartie, 3, got it! Davis probes in the corner, three-pointer, up and down, Brown again! His second straight three. Roselle Catholic in a hurry. Wilcher back to Bueno. He's going to try and tie it, and he does! Oh, big shots all around!
He can't get around, and a turnover. Corey Floyd has it. Step through, lay-in, down the basket!
Welcome back here to the Dunn Center. A 3-point lead for Elizabeth over Roselle Catholic, 1:21 to go in the third quarter. Braxton Jones just drilled a three. Roselle Catholic burned one of their timeouts, just their first timeout of the game, so both teams with 4 timeouts left as we come down the stretch here in the third quarter. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Michael Cerroti. Michael, it's been a hot shooting third quarter here for Elizabeth as they'll get a foul on Braxton Jones on a reach.
Yeah, Elizabeth got out to a 9-0 run early on in the third quarter. Roselle Catholic has had its answers, but the Minutemen trying to pull away.
That was the second foul on Braxton Jones, team's third of the second half. Roselle Catholic playing without Jamarcus Lawrence as the layup is no good, but the putback is good, and the foul. Sean Jules going to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Tariq Watson whistled for the foul. And a chance at the line for 3 for Jules.
Justin Jules, the first 6 points of the quarter, and now Sean Jules.
Makes it a 6-point game. That's the 4th foul on Roselle Catholic in this half. 50 seconds to play. A Union County rivalry coming down to the wire just like we all expected. Akeel Watson drives. Free throw line, pull up. Nobody's fouled on the jumper. And Watson will go to the line for 2 shots. Made a couple of free throws already in this third quarter. Got out to a hot start, but it's been quiet since. Watson way short on the first. Alif Bass, Jaden Glover will check back in. Wilcher's going to go to the bench. Sean Jules and London Carson also check in for Elizabeth. That last foul was on Sean Jules, his 3rd, team's 4th. Watson gets the roll, so a 5-point game with 35 seconds and out of bounds. Last touch will go on Braxton Jones, and Roselle Catholic bench not happy about that call. They thought that should have been their ball. They thought Bruno touched it on the sideline. And they'll get a foul before the ball's inbounded. It'll go on Braxton Jones. We'll get him with a hold on Bruno. That'll be the team's 5th foul already here in this second half. Also Jones's 3rd.
And this could be a problem coming down to the end. No Jamarcus Lawrence for Roselle Catholic.
Bruno to the hole. High arcer, no good. Jones corrals the tapped rebound. Jones in through traffic. Finger roll, nobody's fouled. Braxton Jones upset with himself that he didn't finish that layup. And a chance for 3, but instead he'll go to the line for 2 with a chance to make this a 1-possession game with 17.9 seconds left to play in the third quarter. So Jones with one more. 2 for 2 at the line. Goes Braxton Jones. 17.9 left to play. Elizabeth turns it over. Glover the steal. Can't get the finish. Jones gets the roll. Off the side iron. 1 point game. Clock didn't start, so it's still at 14 seconds left. Now it's rolling with 10. Don't mind our clock here on our scoreboard. Now we're paired up 6, and an offensive foul is going to be called. Robinson tried to create separation with the off arm, and with 4.7 to go in the third, it'll go back to Roselle Catholic.
And they'll bring Simeon Wilcher in for this final play of the quarter. I think Braxton Jones, Kevin, he wants this right now. He's fired up.
Third foul on Robinson, 16th foul on Elizabeth, so a lot of whistles here in this third quarter. They double Wilcher. Inbound to Jones with 3, gets it up, can't get it to go, out of bounds, and that will do it for the third quarter. An upset brewing here in the Dunn Center. Elizabeth, a 1 point lead over Roselle Catholic as we head to the fourth quarter. We'll step aside for a break and be back right after this. Here's Kramer. Kramer walking in. Pass in front, they score! 5. Puck comes back out to the point. Gorski with a shot, and then they score! Slap shot from the point. Blocked the side. Here comes Ken Bishop walking in short-handed. He scores! Off the head for the Marauders. Here comes Benkovich. They score! Michael Benkovich for St. Peter's Pup, and they lead it 3-2. The celebration is underway. The horn sounds, and the Glen Rock Panthers are the McGinnis Cup champions. But that's going to do it. The revenge tour is complete. The Don Bosco Prep Ironmen are the Gordon Cup Conference champions. Welcome back here to the Dunn Center. Elizabeth on the verge of an upset against Roselle Catholic, but still 8 minutes left to play. And Roselle Catholic had that final run of that third quarter. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Michael Cerroti and Mike Elizabeth. Coming off of a canceled game midway through the first quarter. We talked about that a little bit in our pregame, but their last completed game, a tough loss to Westfield as Akil Watson gets rejected at the rim by Zaire Beverly. A game that Elizabeth only scored 38 points against Westfield. They already have 40 here through 3 quarters against Roselle Catholic.
Yeah, they're coming off a tough couple of games, but it does not look that way here against the Lions.
They've been led by Sebastian Robinson, averaging 20 a game, had 15 at halftime. There's a corner 3, that's down. Justin Ajari.
Ajari's been on fire.
Trying to answer, he can't. Jules the rebound. And Roselle Catholic playing short-handed today. No Jamarquez Lawrence for the Lions. Robinson trying for a 3 of his own, short. Long rebound to Wilcher. Simeon Wilcher trying to thread the needle. Watson had it, lost it, and into the hands of Jules. Robinson, Ajari thought about a 3, down low, Beverly, mismatch, and he lays it in. Elizabeth, the first 5 here in the fourth quarter, and they're up by 6 against Roselle Catholic. Watson in the corner, drives, fouled, and we'll see if they get that on the floor. And it will, in fact, be on the floor. But Roselle Catholic now in the bonus because that's the 7th team foul for Elizabeth. So Akil Watson at the line shooting a 1-and-1. Christian Pierre-Louis, Tariq Watson check back in. Glover and Jones to the bench for the Lions. First foul on Zaire Beverly. Akil Watson at the line, shoot 1-and-1, and he gets the front end to go. Roselle Catholic with 5 team fouls, Elizabeth with 7. Friendly roll on the second, so Watson 2 for 2 at the stripe. Jules doubled in the corner, and Elizabeth calls timeout. Second timeout of the game for Phil Colicchio's squad. They'll have 3 remaining, 6:08 to play here in the fourth quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back right after this.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back here to the Dunn Center. Elizabeth with a 4-point lead over Roselle Catholic. Minutemen just called timeout. They'll inbound from the near side corner. Robinson to trigger for Elizabeth. Ajari set a couple of big threes already in this fourth quarter. Drops it back out for Robinson, the leading scorer. And out of bounds or a foul. They'll say out of bounds. Last touch, Alif Bass. It'll stay with Elizabeth. 5:57 to play here in the fourth. Sebastian Robinson with Pierre Louis on him. Big time matchup to watch here in this fourth. Ajari was open for 3. Passes it back to Robinson. He'll pull it back out. Now he'll look to drive on Bass. Good defense by Alif Bass. Swung it back around to Jules. Robinson looked to go on Bass again. Lost his footing, kept his dribble, and they'll get a foul away from the ball, I think. Will they get it on Alif Bass? Yes, they will. So they'll get Alif Bass with the push. That'll be the 16th foul on Roselle Catholic. Bass is first, and Elizabeth will inbound from the baseline. On the inbound off the curl, Robinson, baseline jumper, can't get it to go. The offensive rebound to Elizabeth. Sean Jules working on the offensive glass for the Minutemen. Wilcher with the strip. Watson comes away with it, right back to Wilcher. Wilcher, Tariq, Watson lays it in for 2. 2-point game, just over 5 minutes left, and Wilcher, Pierre Louis, a foul. That's not a good foul for Roselle Catholic. The foul is all the way at the other baseline, and it'll put Elizabeth at the line for a 1-and-1, as that's the 7th team foul on the Lions. Bad foul there by Pierre Louis, his second, team's 7th, and Sebastian Robinson is at the line for a 1-and-1.
Pierre Louis knew right away he should not have taken that foul.
Front end of the 1-and-1 is good, but Robinson gets another. Two for 2 at the line. Goes Robinson. The lead's back to 4 for Elizabeth. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Buckle up. A good finish coming here at the Dunn Center. Bass picks up his dribble, gets it to Pierre Louis. Alif Bass trying to find Wilcher. Able to get it to Tariq Watson. Puts it on the deck. Tough pass, Pierre Louis. The finish through contact. No foul call, but what a tough finish for Christian Pierre Louis. Got those 2 points back that Elizabeth got on his foul at the other end of the floor. 4.5 to play. Minutemen by 2. Robinson back out to Jules. Robinson, a 3. Short. Rebound tapped and controlled by Akil Watson. Wilcher pushed from behind. And Simeon Wilcher will go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Sebastian Robinson, he's been short on a lot of threes here in the second half.
Perhaps some tired legs factoring into that one. Again, this is only Elizabeth's second full game since returning from an over 2-week pause. Talked about how they had that canceled game in the middle of the first quarter against Holy Spirit on Saturday due to poor floor conditions. as the front end of the 1-1 from Wiltshire is good. That's a 1-point gain with 4:20 left to play.
Wiltshire looked a little shaken up, but not letting it affect him. Chance to tie on the second free throw.
Tied at 47, 4:20 to go. That last Elizabeth foul was on Sean Jules. His 4th, team's 8th, but he stays in the game for Phil Colicchio. Justin Jules with it. Drives and pulls back out. Beverly, only 2 points. A work down low. He spins, gets met by Tariq Watson and a foul. And Roselle Catholic not happy about that one. And I think Dave Boff has a legit gripe here with the officials. That looked clean from Tariq Watson. So it'll put Zaire Beverly at the line for 2. First one is good. Beverly with 1 more to put Elizabeth back up by 2. Under 4 minutes to play here in the 4th. And he gets the friendly roll in his home gym. Wiltshire calling for a screen, and we got a foul off the ball. Looks like they're going to get Beverly with the push on Tariq Watson. And that would send Tariq Watson to the line for 1-1, and you see the expression there from Phil Colicchio, and it is on Beverly, his second, team's 9th. So the last 1-1 for Roselle Catholic here in this game. And we'll send the big man, Tariq Watson, to the line. Front end of the 1-1, good, so Watson earns another. The Watson brothers come to Roselle Catholic out of Don Bosco Prep. Ironmen having a nice season themselves. Tied up once again at the charity stripe, thanks to Tariq Watson. 3:40 to play here in Elizabeth. Jules on the wing. Trying to get it to Robinson down low on the post up. They'll get it to him. He'll back down Jones. Tough turnaround. No good. Out of bounds. Last touch. Akeel Watson. It'll stay with Elizabeth. Dave Boff looks like he's trying to call a timeout. Now the officials notice him, and they will grant him a timeout. So Roselle Catholic burns a timeout. 3:20 left to play. And one step aside for a quick break. 49 all between Roselle Catholic and Elizabeth here in the Dunn Center. We'll be back right after this. Right up the middle, barreling towards the goal line. Baldwin is in for a Vance touchdown.
Right down the middle, man. This guy, and he keep going, and he's
the ball's loose.
And they hop back on it, and that's a touchdown.
Short punt, bounces at the 35. Fielded at the 40 by Quick, out to the corner. He's got blockers and a lot of green grass in front of him. Cuts back, he's in for a touchdown!
Swing pass in the flat.
If he gets to the corner, he's going to get in the end zone.
Touchdown.
Good job, block.
3rd down and 17, a handoff, getting to the outside. There's a hole, there's a first down, and all the way to the races is Elijah McWilliams to the house for a touchdown and for an IMIC for a division championship. 3:20 left to play here in the 4th quarter. It'll be Elizabeth ball from the baseline, deadlocked at 49 between Roselle Catholic and the Minutemen. I'm Kevin Connolly, joined alongside Michael Cerroti. We thank you for joining us here on the D1 Media Pro page on the National Federation of High School Sports on this Tuesday night in New Jersey. Roselle Catholic showing zone out of their timeout. Robinson's had the hot hand for Elizabeth all night. A work in the corner. Back out to Robinson. Ajari. Down low to Beverly. Minutemen taking their time. They get doubled, and they force a turnover. Wiltshire up ahead to the hole, and he's fouled. Simeon Wiltshire going to the line for 2. They'll try and put Roselle Catholic back up top. They have not had a lead since the final seconds of the first half. The foul goes on Justin Ajari, his 4th. So now Ajari and Sean Jules both out there with 4 fouls for Elizabeth as Wiltshire makes the first free throw. Also the 10th team foul on Elizabeth, so 2 shots the rest of the way for Roselle Catholic. Wiltshire 2 for 2 from the stripe in front of his future college head coach Hubert Davis of the North Carolina Tar Heels in the building tonight here in Elizabeth. Sebastian Robinson with Pierre Louis on him. 2:40 to play here in the Dunn Center. Beverly trying to post up Watson down low. Poked aside by Pierre Louis. Robinson controls in the backcourt. Once again, there's no shot clock here in the state of New Jersey. Pass tipped down low. Last touch off the hand of Akil Watson. It'll stay with Elizabeth. There you see Hubert Davis in the building. Inbounds pass comes back out to half court and a travel. Ajari's foot slipped as he received the ball at half court. The refs whistle him for a walk, and it goes back to Roselle Catholic. Pierre Louis, tough pass down low. Watson counted in the foul. Akil Watson with a chance for 3 with 2:05 to go in the 4th.
What a finish from Akil Watson.
And that's the 5th foul on Sean Jules, so he's out. So we'll see who Phil Colicchio puts in for Sean Jules, who is out with 5 fouls. I'll get a quick word with his team, and it looks like it's going to be Elijah Bruno to come off the bench and fill in the spot of Sean Jules, who's DQ'd with 5 fouls, as Akil Watson has a chance for a 3-point play at the line for Roselle Catholic.
Watson just using his length to his advantage on the offensive side. We've seen it a lot from 3-point range. This time inside, gets the finish through contact. Chance to make the lead 5.
Watson can't convert the 3-point play. The free throw rims out. Roselle Catholic drops back in the zone. Jones and Wiltshire up top. Pierre Louis and Akil on the wings. Tariq in the middle. They'll get it to that corner. Jules, 3, no. Long rebound. Pierre Louis lets it go out of bounds. It'll go back to Roselle Catholic. And Mike, that's a heads-up play there by Christian Pierre Louis to let that ball go out of bounds and not try and get caught with your foot on the sideline trying to track it down.
Yeah, high IQ play, and that gives Roselle Catholic the chance to set up the offense. They're in no hurry. They have the lead.
1:35 to go here in the 4th. Wiltshire, nice pass, and Watson with 2 on the finish. The basketball prowess, the handles of Simeon Wiltshire on display. The nice assist there. Robinson down low, and his pass sails over the head of Ajari. It'll go back to the Lions, and their bench can feel it with 1:16 to go and up by 6. Pierre Louis to inbound, gets it into Jones, poked away from behind, and they'll stay with Roselle Catholic. Pierre-Louis this time gets it into Wilcher. Wilcher threads the needle to Pierre-Louis, who traveled. Pierre-Louis slipped at half court. He was trying to pass, and he goes down for a travel with 1:08 to go in the fourth.
And RC coming back out with the zone. Again, 2-3.
Big possession here for Elizabeth. Trailing by 6, 60 seconds to play. Robinson, they need it. Spins out, Watson the rebound. Man, would that have been a big shot for Robinson. Jones back down the other way, backs it out. Pierre-Louis gets it over to Wilcher. He bobbles it, tries to corral on the sideline, but he was out of bounds. So a couple of turnovers here for Roselle Catholic. They're not making it easy, and Dave Boff wants to call a timeout and talk about things with his squad. 45 seconds left to play here in the fourth quarter. Roselle Catholic holding a 6-point lead over Elizabeth. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be back right after this.
So just imagine. Nothing I can see but you when you dance, dance, dance. Feel good creeping up on you. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. All those things I shouldn't do, but you dance, dance, dance. And ain't nobody leaving soon, so keep dancing. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. I can't stop the feeling. So just dance, dance, dance. Come on. Ooh, it's so
45 seconds left in regulation here in the Dunn Center. Roselle Catholic leading by 6. A couple of turnovers, though, and has the ball right back with Elizabeth. On the drive, Robinson banks it in, and Elizabeth calls timeout to try and preserve some time. Both teams with 2 timeouts left, 36.3 seconds left to go here in this fourth quarter. And Mike, right now, I'll put you in the shoes of both coaches. What are you telling your team? First, let's start with Elizabeth.
Well, Phil Colicchio right now in the huddle, he needs to get a stop quick. You don't want to foul just yet. Roselle Catholic has had a lot of turnovers. Wilcher was just out of bounds. Pierre-Louis had that travel. You want to force a quick turnover. For Roselle Catholic, you just want to stop that. Get the ball to the guys who can handle it, who won't turn it over, and if they get fouled, can knock down those free throws.
Roselle Catholic led for a majority of the first half. We were tied up at halftime, and then Elizabeth came out of the third quarter, shot out of a cannon. Roselle Catholic took their first lead of the second half midway through this fourth quarter. And they've been holding it ever since. Their lead's now down to 4. Elizabeth to pick up full court. They'll try an inbound. Bass out of bounds to Elizabeth. Mike, just like you said, Elizabeth forces a turnover. And I think now more than ever you're seeing the absence of Jamarcus Lawrence affecting this Roselle Catholic squad. I mean, a trusty free throw shooter, a trusty ball handler, a do-it-all guy for Dave Boff, unavailable tonight with a boot on his right foot. Off the inbounds, Roselle Catholic still up 2 possessions. Robinson drives, tough shot over Pierre-Louis. Couldn't get it to go, and Wilcher snatches down the rebound, and he's fouled. Simeon Wilcher will head to the line for 2 shots. The foul goes on Zaire Beverly, his third, and Roselle Catholic in the double bonus.
Wilcher's the perfect guy you want at the line if you're Roselle Catholic.
Wilcher hits the first. Big game coming up next for Roselle Catholic. Another nationally ranked game against Long Island Lutheran out of New York. Comes up on Thursday. Lawrence's status for that game still unknown. Elizabeth needs to go in a hurry. Robinson all the way to the hole, lays it in for 2 and a timeout called by Elizabeth. Back down to a 4-point game, 17.3 seconds left to go. And again, you're in the same situation right now, Mike, if you're Elizabeth, where maybe a little bit faster now. Within a second or 2, you need that turnover. If not, you're going to have to foul and try to extend this game.
Yeah, the clock winding down. The off-ball defense on that last inbound was really good. It forced the turnover without taking any time off the clock. You want to try to do the same thing Just don't let them inbound it, and you're in a great spot. Down 4, that'd make it 1 possession. Obviously, the Lions in the double bonus, so they'll be shooting 2 the rest of the way.
Elizabeth down to 1 timeout left. Roselle Catholic still with 2, as now they break their huddle, and they'll inbound from the opposite baseline.
And they bring Akeel Watson down. Maybe try to get that inbound pass to him.
And they do, in fact, get it to Watson, and they foul him immediately. So Akeel Watson will go to the lines for 2. 14.9 seconds, so about 2.5 seconds come off the game clock. And that is the 5th foul also on Justin Ajari. So Ajari exits. London Carson will come in to replace him. So 2 Elizabeth players DQ'd here in this one. Justin Ajari the latest. Sean Jules was the other earlier in this 4th quarter. So both coaches have a word with their teams. Akeel Watson at the line for 2. Watson drills the first. Watson with 1 more at the line. Regardless of what happens here, it'll still be a 2-possession game, and he gets it to go, so 59-53. Roselle Catholic leads. Elizabeth inbounds to Robinson. They're going to start needing 3s. He goes to the hole, and he gets the layup to go. And another timeout is called by Elizabeth. That's their final timeout of the game with just 7.8 seconds left. And Mike, I'm wondering there, would you have needed a 3? And now Roselle Catholic, their coaching staff, up in arms about something. They go to the scorer's table, and I think they're trying to say Elizabeth didn't have any timeouts left. We were keeping track here on our scoreboard, and we had them with 1 left. If they didn't have any timeouts left, then they called the timeout a la Chris Weber. It would be a technical foul, and I think that's what they got them with.
Yep, Wiltshire all alone at the free throw line now.
So they got Elizabeth calling a timeout when they didn't have one, so that's a technical foul. So it sends Wiltshire to the line to shoot 2 technical free throws, and now he makes it a 5-point game, and a chance to put it on ice as Roselle Catholic will have the ball too. The second one rims out, but the Lions will inbound from the sideline.
And inbounding from the sideline, a lot easier. You have a lot more room to work with now.
Pierre-Louis inbounds in the backcourt to Jones. Elizabeth will just let this one dribble it out, and Roselle Catholic will escape with a 5-point victory here over Elizabeth in a really good game between these 2 teams. It went back and forth, but the Lions, without Jamarcus Lawrence, will exit with a 60-55 win over the Elizabeth Minutemen here on the road. Mike, what are your final takeaways here from this one?
Roselle Catholic had their shooting skids, but it seemed like they had an answer. When the Lions get that one highlight reel play, they get the momentum, they get it going. But Elizabeth really came out. We didn't know what to expect. They had a loss to Westfield. That was an upset loss. And then they had to stop playing against Holy Spirit in the first quarter. So 2 games that did not go their way at all, but they came in. They did not look that way.
Roselle Catholic next, they go down to Trenton to play Long Island Lutheran, another nationally ranked matchup for the Lions. They extend their winning streak up to 9 here in this one. As for Elizabeth, they'll be back here at the Dunn Center on January 13th. They will play Union, a 7 p.m. start, another Union County matchup for the Minutemen. For Michael Cerroti, I'm Kevin Connolly. Thanks for tuning in for today's Union County boys basketball matchup as Roselle Catholic comes away with a 60-55 victory over Elizabeth on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
to take it himself for a championship.
A double play wins it for Frazier. Turn it to the end zone. What a catch. McKinnon, touchdown.
Elijah wins it. The championship.
The North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute is the preferred practice for diagnosis and orthopedic treatment in New Jersey. From the moment you become a patient in our practice, our experienced team supports you until your full recovery with education, compassion, and understanding. Our focus includes sports injuries, as well as the treatment of a broad range of orthopedic complaints, from common tendon ailments and arthritic joint pain to traumatic injuries. Our facility offers an on-site physical therapy suite, in conjunction with specifically designed exercise programs, non-invasive and advanced healing technology. We can not only address the current injury, but also find the underlying cause, such as muscle weakness, imbalance, or improper form. We also offer non-surgical modalities, such as platelet-rich plasma injections, which can lead to an accelerated recovery. To provide efficient and excellent care, personal interactions and individualized attention for each patient is important. We are committed to create a protocol that can eliminate similar injuries in the future. At North Jersey Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Institute, we are dedicated to providing the highest standard of care and comfort of athletes, including patients with non-related sports injuries. Board-certified orthopedic surgeon and sports medicine specialist Dr. Michael Roselle utilizes non-surgical and minimally invasive surgical procedures to help patients regain back their quality of life.
One of New Jersey's premier high school basketball teams